Hi, hello. What is this camera doing? I'm walking back from doing laundry at a Japanese laundromat. It's 10:30 at night. And I'm going to give you some raid builds. I'm going to give you 2 raid builds for the 7-star Hydreigon, which I should have pulled up before I started doing this. I'm in Japan for the Go Wild area. Not sponsored. I paid for myself to be here. And I finally got around while I was at laundry to build you raid builds. There's next weekend, so I understand we're late, but still a chance to do it. I think these raid builds are good. I just built 2 Pokemon. They work really well together. You could do 2 and 2. You could do just 1 and 1 and then have NPCs for the other ones, but regardless, these 2 Pokemon should get you to victory no problem, assuming you follow my directions. So starting with Hydreigon, it has Tera Blast Poison, Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Earth Power, Snarl, Nasty Plot, and Dragon Dance, and some of that stuff is scheduled. So for example, Shield will activate at 85%, it'll use Snarl on turn 0, it'll use Nasty Plot at 70, it'll use Nasty Plot again at 55, so it only does that twice, and then we'll use Dragon Dance at 40. So if you do a lot of damage really quickly, it's going to Nasty Plot twice, which we have counters for in that case. There's a Family Mart right here. That's how you can tell I'm in Japan, I'm not lying. There's a Family Mart right behind us. So I built 2 Pokemon. Again, they work well together. The first one, pretty easy to get. It's going to be Tentacruel. Tentacruel will have the moves Skitter Smack, Acid Spray, Muddy Water, and Icy Wind. None of those are super effective. Also, Hydreigon has the ability Levitate. So that means that we can't use ground type moves unless we disable the ability or we use a move like Smackdown. But both of these Pokemon ignore that completely. Probably because I assume a bunch of people are bringing Malamar and they're getting rid of the ability anyways. But I don't know how useful Malamar is after that. I think there are probably better Pokemon to get rid of the ability. But I'm not even going to worry about the ability because these 2 Pokemon just use each other. And you don't have to worry about any of that. You could also, if you are playing with physical attackers, you could also put Screech on Tentacruel if you are mixing it up a little bit. But it's going to be 252 HP, 196 special attack, and 60 special defense with the Calm Nature. We're doing 60 special defense to get that jump point. Also, it's like Tentacruel's best stat is special defense. We're going to do Clear Body, so that means that first Snarl is not going to affect us. And then we're just going to go Tera Water. And ultimately, how you're going to play this is, oh, I should probably tell you the held item. It's Wide Lens. That way, your Muddy Waters are more accurate, and your Skitter Smacks are more accurate. And I guess if you want to run Icy Wind, your Icy Wind is more accurate. Tentacruel naturally outspeeds Hydreigon though. So ultimately, all you're going to do is you're going to Skitter Smack. You are going to Acid Spray so your partner can do more damage. Also, if there's other Tentacruels, you can do more damage. And you're also going to do Muddy Water. It's going to do decent, okay damage, but also going to reduce the accuracy of Hydreigon, which will help out the team. And then you can Tera Water to do more damage and remove that weakness to ground, which isn't really that big of a deal anyways, because your partner's going to set up Light Screen. Like I said, you can put Screech there if you want, if you are playing with physical attackers. The Wide Lens also increases Screech accuracy. And you're probably like, Steve, how is Tentacruel going to stay alive? And I'm going to tell you, you're going to use Ho-Oh as your other Pokemon. So Ho-Oh is not that amazing as a special attacker. It has 90 special attack, but it doesn't get hit. But it's more bulky than Tentacruel, and it gets access to Light Screen and Life Dew. So once a Light Screen is up, pretty much it's going to take 8-ish moves from Hydreigon to knock either of you out behind that Light Screen. Tentacruel can Acid Spray, and then Ho-Oh can actually do the damage. Ho-Oh can also heal in between. So on Ho-Oh, you're going to run Psychic, Calm Mind, Light Screen, and Life Dew. You could put Earth Power on it only if you were playing with somebody that can remove the ability, and you could put Reflect on it in case somebody was to use Snarl or Skitter Smack enough for Hydreigon's Tera Poison to flip from a special attack to a physical attack. Because that is what happens with Tera Blast, is it will always go off the strongest stat. So in the middle of the battle, it can switch between the two based off of Chilling Waters or Skitter Smacks or Snarls, all that stuff. Ho-Oh is going to be 220 HP, 196 special attack, 24 special defense. We want to make sure we get that jump point with special defense, and 68 speed. It's going to give you one speed stat. I'm doing this in one take. One speed stat to outspeed Hydreigon before the Dragon Dance at the end, but I don't think we're too worried about that. And then with Ho-Oh, you are going to do Light Clay, but for most of these Pokemon, you can always just change the held item depending on your playstyle. You could also put Assault Vest on Tentacruel if you're not using Screech, but I figured Tentacruel's already bulky enough. So, and then for Ho-Oh, you're gonna you should probably switch to Stellar. You're not gonna do as much damage to Psychic, but again, this is dependent on your team. If your team is really good at keeping the light screen up and keeping the Skitter Smacks up, then you could just go pure Psychic. You will probably get 4-shot by Dark Pulse. Sorry, I don't have those numbers in front of me. But because Ho-Oh is naturally bulky, you could, I shouldn't even be telling you this because someone's gonna do it and say it's not gonna work. But you do need a good team to go pure Psychic, but I think Stellar is fine for Ho-Oh. And I think Ho-Oh looks cool Stellar. So that's ultimately it. You're gonna have one Tentacruel, one Ho-Oh, and you should be good to go. If you're new here, normally 1, I'm not walking outside. Normally 2, I always do group of builds, not solo builds. Although maybe Ho-Oh could solo, I didn't test that. But these two together should work great. Sometimes I'm getting like real close here. So that's it. Sorry for this being late. I don't know if you enjoyed this format. Hopefully this is helpful. And if you have any questions, you can leave them down below. But ideally when the 7-star Gudra comes out and the 7-star Dragapult comes out, I won't be in Japan and I can record at a normal time. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.